What's good, guys? Your boy Weez.
And welcome back to our channel.
All right, guys, we're in Louisville, Kentucky, guys. We did a tour of the Breonna Distillery, and now we're at Roots 101 African American Museum. Guys, when we found out about this spot, we had to come here. Y'all been asking for more historical tours. And y'all love the Thibodeau, Louisiana plantation, but this is gonna knock y'all socks off, guys. This is history, pure history, and the founder, the creator, the museum founder, right there, guys. So we gotta go inside, give a tour. Y'all, we need everybody to come here. All right, we gotta go inside. We love y'all. Y'all, so we here with the owner. We just walked up, and the founder, the CEO of the Roots 101 African American Museum is right here in person. It's a pleasure, an honor to meet you, brother.
Well, thank you, man. I love what you do, and I'm glad you're here today. Now, you guys called us, you know, we always say we're more than a museum. So today I'm switching over to help another brother and sisters that does a program called Broken Wings today because of the weather. So we're setting up for that, but you can come in, see the museum, see everything that we do, and I know you'll love it, so come on in.
All right.
101.
So, tell everybody your name.
Lamont Collins.
Lamont Collins. Mr. Collins, it's an honor and open the door for you, brother.
All right, let's do this thing.
Wow.
Oh.
How you doing? So we here with the owner, the founder of Roots 101, Mr. Lamont Collins. So what made you want to start a museum?
Well, you know, I knew our story needed to be told. And when
Oh my
I was a
God.
kid, all I saw is that we were slaves, and we were more than slaves. I always say we're the bulldozers for bulldozers, jackhammers for jackhammers, and engineers for engineering degrees. So this is why I did this. When you come to Roots 101, we say, welcome to our house. This is our journey. We're descendants of kings and queens that were enslaved in America. The only thing we ever heard that we were slaves, but we were more than slaves.
More than slaves, come on.
That's why we have it Roots.
And what's in your hand?
These are more than 400 years old. These are from Ghana. These are original slave chains.
These are
original slave
authentic.
chains.
This ain't no replica like some of these other museums be having. These are real,
Right.
from Ghana.
Right, and when you feel these, if sister gets in the camera, let me show you what happens when you come to Roots 101. Step over here.
I'm a demonstration.
Yeah. And this is why I say when you come here, you never leave this museum the same. You put your hands out, and what I normally say is, I would say, welcome to Roots 101, then I say, we're descendants of kings and queens that were enslaved in America. Welcome to America.
That's deep.
Is it deep? The trauma that we all deal with, even 400 years later, you feel something, don't you? Tell them what you feel.
Like, I'm trying to gain strength
Yes.
in the era of, I don't know. It made me want to be, I'm kind of teary-eyed.
That's why we have Kleenexes right here.
Wow.
You're not the first.
This is
How heavy is it,
This
mean?
is powerful. It's heavy.
It's heavy, but see what
The weight is heavy.
Right, but see the weight here and the weight here. But what I tell people is not the weakness of slavery; it's the strength of slavery we don't talk about. How strong our ancestors had to be to get through that.
Right.
And you feel all that there.
Yeah.
And then the connection to Africa. You know, 400 years later, and you still connected. You feel something you've never felt before.
Yeah.
Am I right or wrong?
You're right. You're right. Wait, me.
Mr. Collins, can I ask you-
I feel a little tear.
Yeah.
Mr. Collins, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
It's been going viral. People have been saying, I'm not, like what happened in Montgomery with the chair fight. People are like, I'm not my ancestors. I hate that.
Yeah.
Because they made it seem like our ancestors was weak and soft. I hate that.
Right, because that's the narrative they told us. Since the time black people came from this country, we always resisted. Black people ran away from slavery on a daily basis. It's just a story they tell you, to make you think that you were docile and you were in place. Black people have never been docile and in place. Okay? So a history of us revolting goes back as far as you want, but still, again, it's a history that hasn't been told. Like I tell everybody, when you come to Roots, like I said, we're descendants of kings and queens that were enslaved in America. But America said we were less than human. Matter of fact, they said we were 3/4 human, and they said, welcome to America, free labor.
Wow. Yo, I don't know if I could go through this for an hour. Like, this is heavy. Like, this ain't no light.
You just think you picked up your children with that. You picked up cotton with it. You did everything in that. But in spite of it, you kept going through.
Wow.
And it was around your neck, around your wrist.
Wrist.
This thing. I got a case back there that weighs 131 pounds. One slave carried all their life.
What?
When you get back there, look at that case.
Wow.
But you feel the connection.
It feels,
Yes.
you do. It's instant.
It's instant
Y'all,
connection.
look at the sweat.
Yeah.
Like it's real.
And we wonder why we have trauma in our community.
Right.
Yeah.
Because that trauma is still connected to us.
Yeah.
And the greatest trauma is now is our kids don't know this.
So now it's off our wrists and it's on our.
Yeah, in our heads, everywhere else. But the strength is there, and our ancestors, whatever is in our ancestors, are in us today. So it's nothing our kids cannot achieve because our ancestors showed what they can.
Wow.
And we don't get that enough. See, in the Jewish community, they tell their children from the time they're 3 years old that they're survivors. They're Hebrew slaves that came from making straw to brick. They came from the Holocaust almost, but they came in on a steamship and suitcases. We came on a slave ship thrown to the bottom of the ship, right? But our kids never heard that we were survivors. But we're still surviving in 2023. So what if that little black boy's history was told to him? He's descendant of kings and queens. At 3 years old, 4 years old, how would he be as a world? How strong would he be? How he talk? How he walk? If this story was told to him.
I hear it's way before Jamestown, Virginia.
That's why we need to tell our kids our story. Because it's the glory that's inside them that America's kept away.
So why did you decide to name it Roots 101?
Because in higher education, first class you take is a 101 in coming.
101, right.
So you're not going to learn everything in this museum, but you're going to learn enough that you want more education. More 200, 300, 400 level. And we all know statistically, black people that take African American studies do much better than colors. Because the substance that instills inside them. It's just that power.
Woo, look at this right here, y'all.
It's called Mother Earth. You see the mother of Africa. But if you look at our womb, look, the village of the world started in Africa.
Wow. So this is where you have meetings or?
No, we just broke this down.
Okay.
This is actual, but I'm breaking this down for their event today. We multi-purpose, that's why I call it more than a museum. So that's what we do. We're more than museums. So that means we meet every need in this community, no matter what that need is.
Come on,
Today,
Louisville.
This is what we do.
Come on, Louisville.
This is a must see.
And these are all, I'm assuming, authentic.
Look at that piece right there.
Wow, y'all, there's so much here. The paintings.
See, and over there, look, check that out.
Which one?
I call that black love. Check that out. And the reason I call it black love, see the queens on the wall?
Right.
Because America said black men did not love black women. Further from the truth, black men love their black women. They love their black women so much, they train leopards and lions to protect them, not cats and dogs. Those are bad brothers, right?
Right.
So I call that black love, so people understand how much we love our women.
Come on. Wow.
Now check this one out. I talk about this one all the time. You see the Liberty Bell?
Mm-hmm.
We learned in school about the Liberty Bell. We know the Liberty Bell was a symbol of freedom in America, right? But what we don't talk about, in school we talk about the crack in the bell, but it's never the crack in the bell, it's the crack of the foundation of America, because black people wasn't even free. Every 1776, black people wasn't free to 1863. So when you look at this Liberty Bell, the symbol of America, we wasn't even part of that dream. Right? Every 4th of July, you eat a pork chop rib sandwich thinking that you're celebrating the freedom of the black people. Black people's freedom came much later in 1863.
Wow.
This is the part where you put the chains on. This is the part where I say, welcome to America, right? And when I say welcome to America, you see that right there, right? Okay, so when you see that piece, you see 1619. All right, think about this. The first thing you see on that piece, he has a mouthpiece in his mouth.
Right.
Why do you think he has a mouthpiece?
Keep them silent.
Right, and since the time black people came to this country, the first thing they did was take our voice away. That statue tells you that. And then when you look at that statue, you see his rib cage, right? His rib cage is frail, like no medical attention, no food. 1619 is showing you that. But what happened in 2020? COVID showed us in the black community food deserts and lack of medical attention. 1619 to 2020, we're still going through the same things in this country, right? But when you look at his legs, how strong his legs is, is how strong we are as a people.
Found
See,
it.
even though we were in quicksand, we found concrete to go through our journey. And that's the purpose of that. And those are actual chains I talked about.
Oh, so these are, again, like the chain we held before.
Yeah.
These are actual slave chains.
Original deal. That goes around the neck. That was around the neck, so if the slave went to freedom, he would get caught in the bushes and trees till the dogs came and got him. Those are little starlets right there. Remember they used to talk about black people, see those little stars back there?
Yeah.
They talk about black people shuffle when they walk. As punishment, they would put it around their feet. As punishment, how would you walk?
Right.
I'll put cast iron and knuckles up under your feet.
Ooh.
And then this goes around the neck. That went around the wrist there. This went around the ankles. The total weight in this case could be anywhere from 75 to 131 pounds.
God.
One black person carried all their life.
Wow. And then, of course,
And that's cotton. See, in Kentucky, we didn't have cotton, but Kentucky was a breeding state. See, people don't know this. Kentucky, just like horses, it breeded slaves. And Kentucky breeded slaves and sold them down river. That's where the word going down river originated in Kentucky, because they took them off the slave market and took them to the river to sell them down the road.
wow.
And the strength and the fortune of a lot of families in Kentucky was for breeding black people like cats and dogs.
And this is the reason why I don't eat wild man to this day. I don't care what nobody say.
Well, I don't eat wild man either.
It just, in my spirit, just won't let me do
See,
it.
that's something else. See, when black people and doing Reconstruction, when we had the right to not farm or farm on our own, it was black farmers that black people raised watermelon, because watermelons came from West Africa. We knew watermelons like anything else. So when the black people took them to the market, guess who made all the money? Black people. So the white farmers started making derogatory images about watermelon because black people were seceding off the watermelon. You understand that? So, and that's why they said watermelon is associated with dirty, ignorant. It's because black farmers were killing the market for watermelon.
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly.
I might have to go eat me.
And see,
I might. Right, I'm going to read.
look right here. See that box? What it says? Nigger hair. There was a company that sold chewing tobacco. And think about this. Now, all this wall became from when black people were being successful in Reconstruction. Remember, Reconstruction is when black people got the right to vote. We started voting, black men in particular, because black women couldn't vote, right? So black men right out of slavery took the American dream and voted. They voted so well they won elections, South Carolina, North Carolina, black senators, black congressmen, black people doing it big. But when black people do it big, historically, white America says, let's make America great again. So what they did was make America great again, made the KKK and all those people came to start changing the voting laws. Start having, you had to have poll taxes, you had to have count jelly beans, anything to slow the growth of black people up. So that's why we can go back today and you hear make America great again and somebody using that word because they used the word once before. And the whole word before was to take it back when black people prospered. Matter of fact, that's the Ku Klux Klan's slogan, make America great.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yes, that's the history of that. That's why when Obama was, now the only reason you got 8 years of Barack, after you got 8 years of Barack Obama is the reason you got Donald Trump. Because historically, the fear of black people running this country gave you Donald Trump. Plain and simple. And we know historically that's it because it happened right during the 1800s.
Wow.
When black people was opening colleges, HBCUs, they had farms, black people moving strong in this country. We know what happened.
So it's safe to say Obama was Tulsa, Trump was the Tulsa Massacre.
I could say that if you wanted to look at it.
That was good. I did that. Okay.
Yeah, that's a good analogy. But the analogy is, and see when I talk about this box here, because we have to talk about responsibility, accountability both ways. If we look at this box and they call it nigger hair, and then I can go to schools and I hear in the hallway nigger. I can go to locker rooms hear the word nigger. And I hear young black kids saying that word that black women were raped for, word that black men were hung for, and words black kids drowned for. And we use the word like it has no pain and has no history. And all of us have a history of our family somehow being destroyed or killed by this word. And we use it like it has no pain and no memory.
Right.
So I talk about it and I say that word must die. Say it for me, that word must die.
That word must die.
That word must die. We start calling ourselves brothers and sisters, calling ourselves kings and queens. How better would we be if we treated the respect that our heritage and our people believe?
Look at all this, how they humiliate us.
Yeah, see, all that is, okay, all that, look at that. That's black bean soup, Aunt Jemima pancakes and all that. See, it was a time in America where they put black people in front of the can,
Yeah.
but you didn't own the can. See, you was the best cooks, the best cleaners, so they advertised you, right?
Right.
But you wear Nikes, but you don't own Nikes. You wearing Adidas, you don't wear Adidas. Our young people have to know they have to own something in this country for generational wealth. And history tells us that. Right.
Man, I heard in the store, a white woman said, I used to like that syrup, and then they took the black lady off, but I don't buy it no more.
All coons look alike to me. Wow.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give y'all a little more. This is my strange fruit. Talking about how we were hood in this time in the South.
Wow.
So what
Strange
I have
fruit.
is an image of strange fruit. We know Billie Holiday sung the song, but it was a Jewish man that wrote the song, showing what even Jewish people were going through at this time. And right here, we call this a circle of hate. People say, why did you put the Ku Klux Klan in the middle of your museum? Because hate is still real. They taking off the robe, but now they're putting on judge robes, police uniform. So we have to understand hate. We've had kids understand hate, because hate hasn't went anywhere, right? So this is called a circle of hate, because Ku Klux Klan, historically, they met in circles. So if they met in circles, let's go in this circle.
Okay, this is real today.
Yes.
Down in Florida.
Right.
There you go.
Right.
It's
DeSantis,
real
yeah.
today as tomorrow. The same playbook is being played. That's why I keep trying to tell you.
Wow.
So go in there.
Oh my.
And everything you see in here, somebody black in the South saw this on a weekly basis or a nightly basis. The intimidation of hate no matter what.
Wow, y'all.
In the movie I played with is Birth of a Nation.
Yes, sir.
And
Birth
when
of the
I
Nation.
played Birth of a Nation, that was the first full-length movie played at the White House.
Played at the White House.
Played at the White House, yeah. And when it played at the White House, the president at the time, Woodrow Wilson, called it the greatest movie ever made.
Wow.
It's the biggest stereotype about black people that we still deal with today. It had black men and white men in blackface raping white women to show you that black men desire white women. In the movie, it showed black kids, black parents not taking their kids. All this movie was a stereotype we deal with today. And guess what? Today, we deal with it because this man in Kentucky said this was so. And Woodrow Wilson called the movie the greatest movie ever made.
President of the United States.
Called it the greatest movie ever made.
Wow.
But if you fast forward to what is it called? January 6th that we had on January 6th?
Insurrection.
No different than this. White America trying to take this country. Same history lesson we see there, we see now. That's why I always say I teach the future, not the past. Because if I teach the future, we won't repeat the past.
Right. And this is history, not just black history. This history everybody needs to know about.
See, our history is American history. You don't have to separate it, because if you're telling the true story, our story is America's story. We built this place.
Yes.
So you feel some kind of way, and the reason I want people to be uncomfortable so we all can be comfortable. That's the only way you're going to change this country.
Right.
It's for us all to go into a place we've never been.
This is so deep. I ain't never.
What struck me, one of the images, the woman hanging from the tree.
Oh, yeah.
And she had on a ring, so that tells me she's somebody's wife.
That's I mean,
Now we're going to Big Mama house. And my grandmama, they call her Big Mama. So this is different.
yeah, this is Big
A
Mama's
whole
house.
lot of grandma.
Yep.
It's called Big Mama.
Yeah,
Yep.
and Big Mama's the one that told us who we were. She put pictures on the wall, crooked or whatever, but she told you who in the family was being successful. Big Mama.
Ain't no difference if they're straight.
It back then.
Family's all we had back
That's
then.
right, and that's what
all
we
we
had
had.
our greatness from this. And then we had Big Daddy on the wall. Big Daddy was a soldier, right?
We had a big dad. That's
He
so
was a
crazy.
soldier.
Everybody.
See, but he was a soldier that they got the GI Bill, so the first home they got was from his GI Bill, right? But you deal with the GI Bill, you deal with redlining. The black soldier had to buy a house in the ghetto.
Yeah.
So the wealth of America was taken away from black people, even after serving this country as soldiers, right? But in spite of that, Big Mama made it a home, right? But we know in the black neighborhood, that house that bought for $5,000 might be $90,000, but with the pumpy brakes, it might be $300,000 as gentrification is going on.
Right.
Right? But just tell you the wealth we lost. And if white America bought a house in the West that worth $1 million a day. But the wealth black people lost in the process that it's supposed to be equal doing this way.
We had one of these TVs.
Yeah.
We had one. We had to do that.
Yep.
You had to hit it on the side.
Yeah.
Boom, boom.
Yeah.
See, like, yep, you hit it up. Boom.
Yeah, what would happen?
Yeah.
What would happen is
Yeah.
if the big one went out, they put the little one
On top.
Right. And you know, you see white Jesus.
And JFK.
JFK. There you go.
Yeah,
And Martin Luther King.
Look, and that's a JFK. Wow. Yup.
That's
Wow.
our story. And Forbes magazine called this one of the most powerful rooms in any museum in the country.
This man, listen. We've been to the one in DC, and again, I give all respect to that, but this here is something special and different. And that one's like 5 stories up and down. That KKK thing alone is different. Big Mama's room is different.
It's just a dream I had to share. And you know, we still don't get financial support, so we have to go out and ask people to support what we're doing. But we know we're doing the right thing.
Absolutely.
You know, we're about to do a build a block campaign where I'm trying to buy the block, which is the building behind me. So we're having this whole block.
So how long have you been in existence?
This 3 years. We've done
3
all this in
years.
3 years?
It's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, 3 years made this happen.
This is like a Muslim right here. Were they supposed to be Muslim? They just wore bow ties back then.
No, we're no Muslims in. That's
Yeah.
just brothers with ties and sophistication.
Okay, little swag, look.
Yeah, right.
Little swag. I'm gonna dust you off, brother.
People don't understand why we have the swag. See, like this brother's got swag.
Yes, yes, sir.
Hey, I thought
Hey.
he was one of the whispers. I thought he was one of the, yeah, for
People
real.
don't realize black people, the only people who came to this country with no clothes. Clothes symbolize freedom. You see the movie Django?
Yeah.
Remember how he got clothes and he got
Yeah.
all sharp? Because black people didn't have clothes. So the symbol of freedom for black people was clothes. That's why we're so attached to clothing.
Come on.
Because clothing represented freedom for us. It's in our DNA. HBCUs tell you how to dress. All those things. That was our assimilation to America. And that's why that brother.
Still in college right here, HBCU.
Yeah.
Still in college.
See, he's got
Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
behind you. He got flair too. See?
Okay. Yes, sir.
UAPB, Arkansas.
Okay.
That's it.
We know you got a lot of stuff to do, bro, man. This is amazing, bro. May God continue to bless you.
Let people know about it.
Great word. Wow.
So now we can just walk, just freely
Yeah.
just walk upstairs.
Man, this is.
All right, well, let's go upstairs.
Helen Humes. I wonder if she related to D. Look me, Helen
I
Humes.
saw that.
D, she may be y'all family. Wow, y'all, this is Static Major. Look, y'all, Diamond for Lollipop, y'all. He's the one singing on Lollipop.
Yeah, I like that. Call me so I can make it for y'all. Call me.
From Louisville, Lil Wayne the Carter. Look at this platinum plaques, Pretty Ricky. He wrote Pony for Genuine. He wrote for Aaliyah, Jamie Foxx. Dang, me. Real Grammy. Man, God bless, man. ASCAP, look at all these ASCAP for Static Major. Nas. I didn't know they wrote for Nas, but featured. Nostradamus, Lil Wayne Lollipop, Jay-Z, Lil Flip, Diddy Press Play, Biggie Duets. Dang, this is crazy. Yo, look, Player. So this is the podcasting room. So kids can come over here and podcast. Look at this, man. Protest to progress, y'all. Look at. So y'all know Breonna Taylor was killed, assassinated right here in Louisville. This ain't no second hand. This is from the family, from actual things that went on here in Louisville during the Breonna Taylor. Come on. Yo, these came from actual protests. Wow. Look how beautiful she was. Is. Look at some old brothers that got killed.
Black woman, you have permission to be poured into yourself and set yourselves free. All right, that's really good.
Black Lives Matter. So I mean, look at the coffin meat. Look at all the people, the Fred Hampton, Taisha Miller. Everybody will die from police brutality. With a mirror inside so you can see yourself, see your reflection. Look at this, man. This is powerful. Sean Bell. Whew. Emmett Till. Eric Gardner. Trayvon Martin, George Floyd, Tamir Rice, Sandra Bland. Ooh, neat. This is Back Black to the Future. Come on. You can be a fireman, you can be whatever you want. And kids can bring their picture and they can bring them up here.
Hey everybody, Facebook, this is Lamont Collins of Roots 101 African American Museum. You know I say people come from everywhere, and today we have surprise guests all the way from Atlanta. They are YouTube bloggers, is that what we're calling it?
Yeah.
Tell everybody about who you guys are, what brought you to Roots.
So me and I'm Anwar, this is my beautiful wife Demetrius, and we vlog black on restaurants, black on historical spots, cruises, houses, marriage life, travel life, fun life. And so we came here to go to Bro Brothers Distillery, and then we were doing research on things to do in Louisville on TikTok, and we ran across, and I was blown away. I was like, there's no way we're coming to Louisville without coming here. And so here we are, and this is by far one of the most heartfelt, soul-touching museums we've been to. We've been to a lot of museums, but this here hit home because it's like, it's a personal touch because
Yes, when you walk in and you get the chains placed on it, that's a different feeling. You have to come if you never experience.
yeah, this is a must spot, man. I don't care where you live in. You gotta do a pilgrimage to Roots 101. Like, I'm definitely gonna come back here with bring the kids. I gotta bring my mama to see Big Mama.
Everybody must meet this.
And, yeah, we gotta protect Brother Lamont at all costs, man. This is a gem. This man is a living monument. Like, to put together, to have a visionary to put this together, it's so in depth. From the KKK to the sports to the Big Mama to the vlog section to the Breonna Taylor. Like, this is a must, y'all. Everybody come here, make it your business to take your family in February and beyond. Like, this is the spot here. And then the Big Mama house here home, like my great grandmother, we call her Big Mama, and my great granddad, we call him Big Daddy. So to have this and look like my grandmama's house, so like this is personal. It's not some marketing scheme. It's not watered down. Like everything in here, you can tell that was hand placed and strategically placed. So everything about it, from the authentic artwork to the chains to the pictures to this is incredible. The music, Static Major tribute, and everything in here.
Thank you, people. Thank you, guys. Be blessed. Appreciate and your husband and wife. That's
Yes, sir. 23 years.
Blessed. All right. Roots 101, legacies matter, and so do you. Be blessed.
We're gonna walk.
All right, y'all. So we just left
Yeah.
Roots 101.
Y'all know
Y'all,
we love stuff like this.
not
History
trying to compare. I'm not sure who funded the DC Museum, the African American, beautiful historic spot. But this here is black owned, black raised, black funded. Man, y'all, this has so much history. I can't wait to bring the kids.
Funded, okay? He's doing most of this on his own.
Yeah, in 3 years, y'all. 3 years, y'all. Y'all seen? Just imagine what it's gonna look like. They trying to buy the block,
I
hoping
can
to take
imagine
over
this
more.
part.
And then you got Sister Hannah Drake right there.
Look.
Yo, man, this is a must stop in Louisville. I don't care if you're not in Louisville. This is a must stop just to bring your kids, your family. Yo, we gotta normalize coming to this Roots 101, y'all.
We do.
This got to be the mecca of Black History museums. You got Atlanta, you got Birmingham, but Louisville, Kentucky got a hidden gem in Roots 101, guys. So that's it. I hope y'all like this Roots 101 tour.
No, we hope you love this Roots 101 tour.
Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, that bing, so you can stay notified whenever we drop new content, guys. We love y'all.
Love you guys.
Come visit. You see all the how to donate in the description, the address in the description, the website description, social media is in the description, guys. So make sure y'all come to Roots 101 Museum right here downtown Louisville, Kentucky. We love y'all.
Love you guys.
We out.
Don't be scared now. Don't be scared now. Giving them hell now. I'm starting to see them sweat.